Hey guys, so this is the second part episode thing to my freshman discussions and information you need to know if you're going to be attending the University of New Hampshire. And I'm sure if you sift through any of the specifics, you can find things that can help you with your own college experiences. Or ones that you'll be having since this is for freshmen. Yeah. I also just want to point out that no one is asking me to make this. I'm doing this because that is my reason. But yeah, so today we're going to be talking about housing and what you can do on campus, because a lot of people think that there isn't a lot you can do on campus, and that's a little bit true. Um, there's it can be hard to find things that aren't getting drunk and partying and doing nothing. But if you know where to look, you can find lots of fun things to do. But first, we're going to talk about your housing options. Your housing options are on campus or off campus. On campus, you can live in one of the many, many, many dorms or the apartments. And the apartments are the Gables and the Woodsides, and then let's see how many dorms I can name. So I live in Upper Quad, which is Hitchcock, which is an all-girls dorm, although I've heard rumors that they're making it into a co-ed dorm finally. But it's Hitchcock, Randall, and Devine. Across the street, you have Lower Quad, which is Gibbs, Hunter, and Englehart. Down the street, you have New Quad, which is actually where I'll be living next year as a sophomore. But you have Fairchild, Hetzel, The Mills, and Alexander. Alexander is one of the all-freshman dorms. I think it's specifically for undeclared freshmen, but it's like all freshmen strictly. If you keep going around campus, you get to Stoke, which is a huge, I think it's like 10 stories or something, and it's super crazy big, and most people don't want to live there, has been my experience asking people about it. Stoke is also right next to Stillings, which is one of the dining halls, which I'll talk about in another video. I'll talk about food later. And the three quads I talked about before, Upper Quad, Lower Quad, and New Quad, are all right next to the MUB and HOCO, which is Holloway Commons, which if you have toured UNH, you've probably been to more times than you know what to do with. I mean, depending on how many times you've gone. If you've gone once, then yeah. Anyways, continuing on from next to Stoke, you have Jessie Doe, Lord, and McLaughlin. And then you also have Congreve, which is really, really nice. At least that's what people tell me. Anyways, I've never been in there, but it's one of the newer renovated ones. After that, up on the other side of campus, you have the mini dorms. I will not name all of them because I don't know what they're called. And then you have the two freshman towers, which are Williamson and Christensen. And then you have Hubbard Hall, which is, I think it's the honors dorm, I think. And then there's the Cirques up there, Cirques A, B, and C. And then leaving out one because I don't know anyone who actually lives there, but there's Adams Tower West or something, and it's right behind Jessie Doe. And it's this giant green building, and like it just doesn't fit in with the rest of campus. And yeah, so that's your housing options on campus. But you can also live off campus, and there's free transportation to Newmarket, where I know a lot of students live, and Dover. In Dover, you can also take the train, but I don't know why you would when we have a bus. But yeah, so those are your housing options. But then things to do on campus. This is the fun part because it's really hard to have fun when you're studying or when you're bored out of your mind because you can't find things to do. So, one, there are lots of clubs to join. And there are also clubs that, bring in things for you to do. Like there's CAB, which is the Campus Activity Board, and MUSO, which is the Memorial Union Student Organization, I think that's the acronyms for. But they bring in tons of activities, and they bring bands and all sorts of fun things to campus. And a lot of the events are free. Sometimes they cost money, like $3 to $5. It's really, really cheap. It's really, like, it's so worth going out, especially for the free shows, because it's better than having to pay money and go somewhere else, right? And they bring it to campus. But Muso usually brings bands or poetry, and they're also in charge of bringing movies to campus. And on Saturday nights, there's movies on T Hall lawn when it's warm enough. So usually in the fall semester, and then at the very, very tail end of the spring semester. And then there's also movies every Thursday, Friday, or it's either Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, or just Friday through Sunday nights. But they bring in like all these blockbuster movies like right before or right after they come out in DVD. And we have two big movie theaters in the MUB, which is the Memorial Union Building, and that's where Hoko's attached to it, but that's where our mail room is, that's where the campus store is, that's where the GSR, which is the Granite State room, and the Stratford room are. Union Court's there, I think I said mailboxes, the student print center's there, a lot of the offices for the clubs that you can join are there. But yeah, there's lots to do in the MUB, and Cab and Muso bring a lot of stuff to campus. Cab does, they have the grind once a month, on the first Friday. And then they also have things like bingo and all sorts of other fun things where you can win free shit. And then once you leave the MUB, it can be a little hard to find things, but there is the Hamel Rec Center, which is our gym, which is in the WIT, which is, way down by the train station, and a little bit of a walk, but you can take a bus there. But there are things to do on campus if you just look hard enough. Like, I think I brought this up in other videos, but like I do Humans vs. Zombies, which is campus-wide tag with Nerf guns and marshmallows, and it's super duper awesome. And you have to wear a bandana to show that you're playing, so you don't just, go around hitting people, which would be bad. But it's really fun, and you meet lots of people. And, there's only about 100 people playing, and most of them tend to be science people. So if you're in the sciences, consider it, because it's really fun. And then sometimes there are Nerf battles in Kingsbury Hall, which is the engineering building, and it's really fun to be running around an academic building and shooting people with Nerf guns. It's really fun. But yeah, so that's housing and campus life. If you have any questions, ask in the comments, or you can hit me up on Tumblr, which I'll put there. And yeah, so I will see you tomorrow with things off campus, basically, is the theme for tomorrow. So, bye.